Welcome all for the Niroga Street live session of Shalakya Tantra session. Today is Shalakya Tantra part 2. Hope you all are enjoying the sessions and lockdown period is extended now. So everyone make a utilize of this period and go through the Niroga Street and stay tuned and read your books and utilize this time for a beneficial. Okay, today last time we have discussed about a very brief introduction about Shalakya Tantra and also some introduction and this one and all. Now today we are discussing about Dhumapana, one more treatment procedure very useful in Shalakya Tantra, not only in Shalakya Tantra, even in Swastharitta and also in Kaya Chikitsa also. It is very important. So that is Dhumapana. It is very important for Shalakis. So today we will discuss about what is Dhumapana, what do you mean by Dhumapana, then what are the classification of Dhumapana as per Acharyas and classification of Dhumapana, and next what are the indication and contraindication of Dhumapana, how to prepare Dhumavartis and how to prepare Dhuma Netras as per classics, and how practically we can implement those Dhumavartis in our practice, day-to-day practices, how far we can practice our best in Dhumapana, that we will all see. And again Samyak Yoga, Ayoga and Atyoga Lakshanas of Dhumapana we will see today. So as word says Dhumapana. So Dhuma nothing but what? Fumes. That is medicated fumes, and Pana means inhalation. So medicated inhalation is called as a Dhumapana. So in day-to-day life, routinely we say Dhumapana is nothing but we will think about, laymen think about it is nothing but cigars. Though the cigar and Dhumapana look similar, but bit difference in that. Because what happens in cigar, that is pathological Dhumapana, where this Dhumapana is very medicated. We are using medication through the fumes. Okay, so this Dhumapana is different than that Dhumapana. So we need to educate the people about Dhumapana while going through the procedure. That is most important. So where all we can indicate Dhumapana, why it is most important in Shalakya? Because it is indicated in Urdhva Chaturgata Rogas. Most predominantly it is indicated in Urdhva Chaturgata Rogas. So that too in Urdhva Chaturgata Vata Kapha Rogas. So remember that it is indicated in Urdhva Chaturgata Vata Kapha Rogas, not in Pitta Rogas. As Acharya Vagbhata explains in the shloka like this, Ashtanga Hridaya 21st chapter, 1st shloka about Dhumapana, he explains that Chatrutva Kapha Vatati Vikaramanye Vikaranam Janmane. So Urdhva Chaturgata Rogas which are manifested because of Vata Kapha Rogas. So those which are manifested because of Vata Kapha dosha, and to treat that doshas and to not occur further, not occurring of the disease in Urdhva Chaturgata Rogas, that is for preventive aspect also we are using Dhumapana. Because what is the main motto of our Ayurveda is Swasthasya Swastharakshanam Aturasya Vikara Prashannamanam. So we are treating the diseases, because those who are suffering from Vata Kapha Gata Urdhva Chaturgata Roga, them also we are prescribing Dhumapana, and those who are healthy, so maintain the health of the healthy person and not to Utkleshanam, and not to does the Utkleshan of Vata Kapha in Urdhva Chaturgata Roga, for also we are giving Dhumapana. So we have seen Dhumapana is explained by Acharya Charaka in Sutrasthana, that is Matrashiti Adhyaya, because he considered it and under the Urdhva Chaturgata under the Swasthavritta Vachana, because he said that we have to follow Dhumapana in day routine, in a daily regimen also, because Dhumapana is considered our daily regimen. Even Sushruta is also considered like that, Acharya Vagbhata also considered like that. So Dhumapana we can incorporate our day-to-day life. How and when, I'll say you later. So this is about Dhumapana. So remember that Vata Kapha Urdhva Chaturgata Vikara will go for the Dhumapana. The next comes to the classification according to different acharyas. So there are bit difference in the classification. Difference मतलब 2 और 3 ज़्यादा होंगे तो सो क्या होगा, जो चरक में जो बताया है कि 3 धूमपान है, दैट इज़ प्रायोगिका, स्नायिका एंड वैरेचनिका. प्रायोगिक का मतलब जो हमें डेली रेजिमेन के साथ डेली जो हम काम करते हैं उसके बाद हमें जो धूमपान लेना है उसको प्रायोगिक बोलते हैं. स्नेहिका बोले तो वातज रोग जब एग्रीवेट होता है हमें तब हमें स्नेहिका धूमपान लेना है. वैरेचनिका मतलब शोधन के लिए, दैट इज़ कफज. So कफज विकारास we can indicate the वैरेचनिका धूमपान. Whereas Sushruta explains the first 3 same, that is Prayogika, Snehika and Varajanika. Along with that he explains another 2, that is Kasagna and Vamaniya. Kasagna का मतलब क्या होता है, जो कास को हरण करने, जो that will treat the kasa. So that Kasagna is nothing but one of the Urdhva Chaturgata Roga only, and so we'll prescribe in Kasa also we'll prescribe this one Udhumapanam. And in Vamaniya, so in Vamana Adhyaya in Siddhisthana you may see that there are some yogas which are Vamaniya yogas have been given by acharyas, because when we need to do the utkleshana of doshas by giving madana phala and all, we are expelling the kapha doshas from the oral route. So even to expel the doshas, what acharya says, Vamaniya Dhumapana is also indicated. So there are 2. If you can make a note of it because it's very important as per your syllabus also. So Prayogika, Snehika and Varachanika by Acharya Charaka, whereas Acharya Sushruta explains Prayogika, Snehika, Varachanika, Kasagna and Vamaniya. Next comes to the Acharya Vagbhata. What he says? He says Snigdha, Madhyama and Tikshna. So, Snigdha Dhumapana, Madhyama Dhumapana and Tikshna Dhumapana. What Snigdha Dhumapana is? Snigdha is Dhumapana is indicated in Vata Charogas. Madhyama Dhumapana, it is indicated in Vata Kapha Charogas, whereas Tikshna Dhumapana is indicated only Kapha Utkleshita Rogas. So this is the difference of this. The next comes to the Sharangadhara explains the same thing. Prayogika, Snehika, Varachanika, Kasagna, Vamaniya, and one more thing he added is Pruna Ropaniya. So there are totally 6 classification according to Sharangadhara. So next comes to the dravyas which we can use here. So Prayogika Snehapana, some of the drugs are given by Acharya Charaka, that is Agaru, Shigru, then we can use that. एलादि गण औषधास, एलादि गण जो एक्सप्लेन किया है चरक संहिता में, उन्हें हमें यूज़ करना है धूमपान प्रिपेयर करने के लिए. एक्सेप्ट इन एलादि गण, एक्सेप्ट कुष्ठ एंड तगरा, those drugs, except those drugs we have to choose all the drugs which I have explained in Eladigana for the धूमपान preparation. Why उन दोनों ड्रग को लिए एक्सेप्ट किया है? क्योंकि जो बहुत तीक्ष्ण होता है, जो तीक्ष्ण दवा से धूमपान करने से क्या होता है, मस्तुलिंग स्राव, दैट इज CSF rhinorrhea may occur, because we know that nasa hi shirsodvaram, so we are giving drugs through the nasal route. Okay, even mukha is also there, but we are giving through the nasal route. What happens there? It directly connects to our brain system, as we know that Nasahi Shirsvodvaram as explained by Vagbhata. So what happens if we give Tikshna Dravyas, Mastulanga Srava will occur. So except those 2 Dravyas in Eladiganam, all can be utilized for the Duma Pana preparation. Duma Bharti preparation. So this is the main thing. Next comes to the indication of Dhumapana. How to indicate, where all we can indicate this Dhumapana. So Charaka have explained 8 kalas, whereas Sushruta has explained 12 kalas. Remember, it is also useful for your PG's entrance also, because these questions will help you more. Okay, so remember these points and you note it down also. That is very useful for you. So Charaka I have explained 8 time kalas, whereas Sushruta and Bhagavata explained 12 kalas. What are the Charakas explained kalas are Snatva, Bhuktva, Vamita, Shodita, after Shruda, then Kshitva, then Dantadavana, Nasya, Anchana, Nitra Yoga. You can think why in this only Acharyas have explained the Dhumapana, because after Snatva, Bhuktva, after food, after having bath and after having food, after Dantadavana, after Anjana Karma, after Navana Karma, what happens? The doshas which remains, the complete, the doshas, Kaphodkleshita will come in our Kantaroga. So oropharyngeal secretions will be there. After Nidra also, you can see, after getting up from the bed, what happens? Our Mukha is coated with Shleshmata. So to remove that Shleshmata, we need to go Prayogika Dhumapana. So that is the reason behind that. These eight kalas have explained. In this kala, Vata Kaphodkleshita will be there. So we need to expel that doshas through Dhumapana. So that there is the reason behind that. Understood? Next is whenever Vata Vritti is there, we need to go for Snehika Dhumapana. That is once in a day. Prayogika Dhumapana you can go for 2 times in a day. Whereas Vairechanika Dhumapana 4 to 5 times in a day. According to bala of the patient, you have to decide the kala of the Dhumapana. That is more important. You should remember, according to bala of the patient, you should choose the time for the Vairechanika Dhumapana. That is must. The next comes to the, according to Sushruta, there are 12 kalas have been explained. In that 12 kala again, we need to think where we should give Prayogika Dhumapana, where we should give the Snehika Dhumapana, and where we should give Vairechanika Dhumapana. So, Prayogika Dhumapana, it is for Utkleshita, Vata Kapha doshas, and to also for a preventive aspect, we are prescribing that. So after Snana, after Bhojana, after Shastra Karma, remember, after Shastra Karma, Danta Prakshalana, we need to give Prayogika Dhumapana. Then comes to the Snehika Dhumapana, where all we should indicate after avoiding the urine, after laughing, and after getting angry, and after Maithuna, that is coitus, and after Kshavato. Why we just see these indications? Because in these conditions what happens, there will be an aggravation of Vata after that. So what we need to not Vata will be aggravated after these conditions. So what we need to do? We need to do Snehika Dhumapana. Then next comes to the Vairechanika Dhumapana after Divaswapna, after Chardi, after Snada. Because after Vamana Karma, as a Pashat Karma, we are giving Dhumapana, and after Divaswapna, because Divaswapna what it does Kapha Utkleshana. So because of that, after Divaswapna, we need to give Vairechanika Dhumapana. That is important. So this is according to Sushruta 12 kalas, according to Charaka 8 kalas have been explained. So understood. If you have any queries, regarding this, you can comment on your comment box so that I can reply you. Okay. Next is what happens if we not give at a kala properly. Dhumapana will not give at a proper time. That means in akala, when we give akala Dhumapana, that will lead to Shiro Indriya Nasha Brahma Murcha Vilakar. So in akala, when there is no dosha utkleshata, if we give Vairechanika Dhumapana, if you give Snehika Dhumapana, what happens is that will leads to Shiro Brahma, Mata Murcha, and Indriya Grahana, Shrota, Akshirogas will occur. So we should avoid Akalaja Dhumapana. Next comes to contraindication, where all we can contraindicate this diseases. So first one is Na Pitta Raktarti. So those who are suffering from Rakta Pitta, Virikta Viriktasya, and after going Virechana. Udara Mehisho, in Udara Roga and Kameha Rogas, Timira, then urdhva anila, urdhva vata. In urdhva vata condition, admana, rohini and datta bastisu, after giving basti. And those who have consumed matsya, madhya, dadi, okay, and kshaudra and snehapanam. After snehapana also, this dhumapana is contraindicated. And in head injuries, shirasthavihate, after head injury or at the time of head injury also it is contraindicated. Then in panduruga, and those who have slept at night, so in these conditions it is contraindicated. Along with that, Sushruta also gives some more contraindications, that is bhaya, krodha, moha and Timira and also, and even in Garbhini, Bala, Vruddha, and where there is a Alpakaphavastha, there is those conditions are contraindicated for Dhumapana. So this is about the contraindications. Next goes to the what are the Dhumapana guna? Why we should go for the Dhumapana? So as Charaka Sutrasthana, 21st chapter, 5th chapter, 21st shloka, it has explained that there it has been explained gunas of the Dhumapana are Gauravam Shirasam Shulam Penis Ardhava Vedako, where there is a heaviness of head and penis, that is rhinitis cases, and Ardhava Vedaka. Remember, in Ardhava Vedaka also we can give that those diseases will get cured by this Dhumapana. Then Karna Akshishud. So where there is a Karna Shula and Akshishula, there also we can give Dhumapana and that will cure the disease. Kasha Shika Shwasa, Kasa Hika Shwasa, then Galagraha, because these are caused by Kapalcha doshas. Then Danta Daurbalata and Srava, Shrotra Granadri, Shrotra and Granadi doshas. Shrotra means ear, Granadi in Putinasa and all we are giving Putinasa, and allergic rhinitis we are giving the Dhumapana. In allergic rhinitis we will go for Haridradri Dhumavarti. The next one Putigrana, that is nothing but atrophic rhinitis, we are prescribing the Dhumapana. Then Dantashula, Arochaka, in that condition, Hanumanyagraha, Kantu, Krimi, see even Krimi rogas also. Then Kesham Patanam, Keshanam Patanam, that is in Kalitya Palitya also it is indicated. So all the references comes Kalitya Palitya. You can plan for Dhumapana also with the Dravyas. If it is Kalitya and Palitya is because of Krimi, so then you can plan for Dhumapana. The next Shleshma Praseka, Vaishwanata, Galashundi, Upajivika, Galashundi, Upajivika. In that conditions we can prescribe the Dhumapana. Then Kalitya, Keshanam Patanam I have told, Kshavatu and Ati Nidra. We have treatment for Anidra. In the case of Ati Nidra, what we need to do? We can go for the Dhumapana, because in Ati Nidra Avastha what happens? Kapha will be more aggravated. So it is better to go for the Dhumapana. Next is Shiroruha Palanam Indriyanam Swarasya. So it will give to swara, good swara, that is good voice to you. And Vata Kapot is the doshana. Vata Kapot Mano Balino Api Utvajatrujaha. So Vata Kapaja rogas it is indicated as again Charakacharya told. So again after these are all about gunas of the gunas and also indication of the Dhumapanam. So Shirakurutva we can indicate it, Shirashula, Shwasa, Kasa, Ardhava Bedaka, Penasa, Nasaroga, Kalitya, Palitya, Kshavatu, Tandra, Moha, Anidra, Atinidrata. In all cases we can indicate the Dhumapana. So next comes to the how to prepare Dhumavartis. Basically when you start practicing and even also for exam purpose, you should know about the preparation of medicines also. So how to prepare Dhumapana? There are a bit difference of opinion in Acharyas. According to Charaka it is a difference, according to Bhagavata it is a difference. So What Sushruta Acharya tells first is uh, the Dhumavarti length should be of 12 angula. Okay, 12 angula length of, think it is a Dhumavarti. We are preparing Dhumavarti. So example, it would be of a 12 angula length. The next is the circumference should be 1 angula. That is 1 angula pramana circumference should be there, and 8 angula kshama vasras you have to cover around this angula. 12 angula length should be there, 1 angula this one should be there, 1 angula circumference should be there, and 8 angula kshama, that is vastra. Even you can take your gauze piece. The medicine which are there, we have to paste it on the fine powder we have to make, and then make a paste of that dravas and smear on that kshama, and you have to wrap. That is 8 angula, around 8 angula you have to then dry it in a sunshade, not in a sunlight, dry it in a sunshade. So that is one method where Acharya Sushruta has been explained. And according to Vagbhata, he said Ishika, it's a kind of grass. He said Ishika is to be soaked in the water. We need to soak it in the water. What happens? That will get swollen after the when we soak it for 12 hours, 12 or 24 hours. When that gets swollen, after that time, direct application of these Dhumavarti paste, Dhuma paste, the drugs which are Iladikana drugs, paste what we have made, that is to be applied 5 times on the Ishika. Then dry it in a shade. Then at last what we need to do, the Ishika which is there, when it dried up completely, we need to remove that middle part. So, and this is Dhumavarti preparation. So I think you all understood. If any queries you can ask me. Okay, this is 2 method. Angula will be 12 angula only, but here Acharya Sushruta taken 8 angula application of, with the kshama 8 angula application of the paste, whereas Acharya Vagbhata explained that is Ishika Prayoga, and that is a kind of grass. We need to apply the 5 coatings over there. So this is Dhumavarti. Next comes to the, we have prepared Dhumavarti, and how you need to give that. That is to Dhuma Netra. That is one more yantra is called as Dhuma Netra. How Basti yantra is prepared like that, we have to prepare Dhuma Netra. In the same Dravya, especially Swarna, Rajata, what I have explained by Acharya, that you can use. Okay, that dravyas are used for the Basti Netra. Next to the, how should be the Basti Netra? Basti Netra should be the at Kaninika Anguli, it should be Kanishtika Anguli, that is your little finger, and its Akrabhaga should be the diameter of P, that is मटर का जो मटर का ए रहता है ना, उसको वो होने तक, वो इसमें जाने के जो सर्कमफ्रेंस रहता है ना, उसमें से हमें अंगुला अग्रभाग जो लेना है, और मूल भाग कोल प्रमाण should be there, that is padara pramana. So this is about the Dhuma Netra. Then what should be the length of Dhuma Netra? Vairechanika Dhuma Netra should be of 24 angula, Snehika 32 angula, Prayogika 40 angula, whereas Kasagna and Vamaniya should be of 17 angula. Okay, remember it is also very important for the aspect of PG entrance and also for exam purpose. So according to Sushruta and Vagbhata, the angulas are same. Vairechanika is 24 angula, Snehika is 32 angula, as Prayogika is 40 angula. Kasagna and Vamani are 17 angula. So there is a very slight difference between Acharya Charaka in Prayogika, that he said it should be a 36 angula pramana. Okay, whereas Vairechanika and Snehika are the same. Only Prayogika is difference, that is 32 angula should be there. So Dhumapana Vidhi. So we have prepared Dhumavarti and Dhumanetra also we have prepared. Next, how to give Dhumavarti? Supavishta. The patient should be sit comfortably and Sumana, without thinking anything, with the Swachha Manas he has to sit. Then Adho Drishti, he has to look downwards. Okay. Then Alasya Rahita, he has Alasya Rahita, and with concentration he has to take a Dhumapana. So the prepared Dhumapana is heated, and in the Dhumanetra, we need to hold that the fumes when it comes through the Mula Bhagana, so that fumes patient has to take. So how to take Dhumapana, it is also very important for the practical aspect. Always and always you should remember this point. Dhuma can be taken from nasal route and oral route. Okay, even through Nasika and Mukha we can take Dhumapana, but always exhalation should be through mouth only, not from the nasal route, because if we do like that it will leads to the Andhatva. So Daruna Roga will occur, that is nothing but Andhatva. Why? Because when we inhale through nose and exhale through nose is nothing but that will leads to Pratilomagati of Vata, so that leads to Andhatva. Okay. So next one is when Kantastha doshas are present, you need to give when Kantastha doshas are present, you need to ask the patient to inhale from the mouth first, then from the nose. When Shirogata Utkrishta doshas are there, then you can ask the patient to inhale through the nose, then from the oral route. So this is the main thing. And in Kasagna, when we are giving Kasagna Dhumapanas, ask the patient to inhale through mouth only. And important thing is we need to give Kasagna Dhumapan Grasantara. In between two bolus, we need to give Kasagniya Dhumapana, because it is Grasantara is one of Beshaja Kala explained by Acharyas. So in Kasa and Shvasarogas. So because in that Grasantara we need to take Dhumapana. That is Kasagna Dhumapana. Next, Vamaniya Dhumapana when we need to take after giving Yavagu. So how we will give Vamana? Usually we will give Kaphotklishtita Ahara. Then after Yavagupana we will give Madana Phaladi Churna for the expelling doshas. So in case of when patient is not able to take those medicines, when you are opting for the Dhumapana, you have to give after Yavagupana only, you have to give the Dhumapana, Vamaniya Dhumapana. And one more thing is left, that is Vamaniya Dhumapana, how we need to select the dravyas. So what Acharyas have explained, the dried fish, the mamsa, those are taken for the Vamaniya Dhumapana, because it will create vibhatsata, aversion towards that. Then automatically vomiting sensation will occur. So vomiting will get induced. So those drugs have been explained by Acharyas. So this is about the Dhumapana. Then how to take Dhumapana, that is very important. It has three puffs. You can call it as 3 puffs in a thrice time and alternative out. That is 3-3-3. So I'll show you how to take the Dhumapana. One has to close his one nostril while taking the or inhaling the Dhumapana. So you need to take completely, you need to inhale the Dhuma. Then you have to exhale through your mouth. Okay, this is one rotation. 1, inhale, exhale through mouth. 2, exhale through mouth. 3, exhale through mouth. So this is one setting. Next is close another alternative. You have to do same thing. You have to exhale through one nostril and inhale through one nostril and exhale through mouth. And last thing is you have to inhale through oral cavity and exhale through oral cavity only. So this is three consecutives, okay, which has explained by Acharya Sushrutta, Acharya Vagbhata and Acharya Charaka also. So this is about the Dhumapana. So even I have prepared Dhumapana, but as there is a lockdown period, we have closed our Kriyakalpa also. So if I could, I can show you Dhumapanas. Usually we prepare Haridra Dhumavarti and Tikshna Dhumavartis in case of penis and all. Next comes to the Samyak Yoga, Atyoga and Ayoga of Dhumapana. So what is Samyak Yoga? What happens if we give Dhumapana properly? So if we give properly Dhumapana, that leads to Prasanna Indriya Vagmanaha. There will be Indriya Prasannata and Vak Shuddhi also occurs. And Truth Kanta Dvija Shmashru. Dvija Shmashru, remember, even Dvija is nothing but teeth. So Shmashru, those will become strong. So next Sugandhita. Sugandhita will also caused by the Dhumapana. Next is, and Charaka explains Shuddhkanta, Indriya Shuddhi and Shuro Laguta will occur after Samyak Dhumapana. So this is Samyak Dhumapana Lakshana. Then Ayoga, what happens Ayoga? That is, in the Roga Upashanti will not occur. Roga will not get cured by Ayoga. So Avishuddhata will occur. Swara will also not get improved, and Kapha Utkleshita will be present at the throat region. This is Ayoga Lakshana. Then Atyoga Lakshana. What happens if we do excessive Dhumapana and Tishna Dhumapana? That time Murcha will occur, and Kanta, Talu, Shoshata and burning sensation of that Paritapyate is explained by the Acharyas. So there will be a Shoshata of the Talu and Kanta and also burning sensation of the Talu and Kanta. And then Adhika Sravata will occurs from the Rakta Srava may occurs from the oral cavity and nasal cavity. The next Shiro Brahmana, there will be a vertigo or giddiness after the excessive Dhumapana, and Indriya Nasha will occur. So these are the common Atyoga Lakshanas of the Dhumapana. So next is, what are the complications will occur after the Dhumapana? Is Rakta Pitta is one of the complications. Andhata and Badhirata. Andhatva will occur as a complication when you go for the Pratiloma Gati of Vata, as I said earlier. When you inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, that is a proper method. When you inhale through the mouth and exhale through the nose, that will lead to complication. Remember that, and never ever practice that kind of Dhumapana in your practice also. Okay, Andhata will occur, Badhirata, that is deafness will occur, Trishna, Murcha, Mada, Moha, these are all complications of Dhumapana. So while you are practicing any of the procedure, you should know what is Samyak Lakshana, Ayoga, Atyoga and complications, and how to treat also if that happens. Almost we should avoid those complications while we are practicing. If somehow complications occur, then we need to know how to treat those. When Atyoga occurs, what we need to do? We need to do Shita Chikitsa. Okay, as there is a burning sensation, dryness of the mouth, so Rakta Stivana will be there. So what happens? We need to do Rakta Pitta line of management, and Shita Dravas we need to prescribe there. So that is important. So we have studied almost all the part. Then you may be thinking how this Dhumapana will act. So what is the mode of action of Dhumapana? That is also very important when we are prescribing someone some medications, or nowadays everyone is educated, and almost all educated people only approaches us, and they'll question so many things in OPD. They'll ask how this one will act, how Vamana will act, how Virechana will act on this, how your Dhumapana will act, how Tarpana will act. That time we need to answer them. Okay, if a patient comes to us, we'll prescribe for penis, or in allergic rhinitis, we'll prescribe them Dhumapana you need to take. So वो क्या कहेंगे, वो धूम्रपान क्या करना है हमें, वो घर में सिगरेट पीते हैं ना, वही काफ़ी है, ऐसा बोलते हैं। उसको हमें समझाना चाहिए कैसे है कि जो काम हमारा धूम्रपान है, दैट इज़ मेडिकेटेड धूम्रपान, इट्स नॉट द pathological धूम्रपान, that cigars are that it contains the nicotine which is unhealthy for our body. So what we need to, we have to educate them and we need to tell the mode of action of our dravya. So that is important. So for every procedure you should know the how the mode of action will be there. So usually what happens, what we are taking here, the dravyas, example Vairechanika Dhumapana you take, we are taking Jyotishmati, Agaru, so Shigru, Patra, Tejapatra, we are taking these as a Tikshna, as they are these are Tikshni dravyas, so we are taking for the Vairechanika Dhumapana. So we are making the fine powder of it and paste form. So what happened, the we are giving in a dhuma form, that is gaseous form. So we are changing the this one form of the medicine. So as we are giving dhumapana, that is physical this one is there. When we are changing it, the contents to the composition to the what fumes form, that is there is state of the drug is changed by physical change to gaseous state. So here when there is only change in the physical component, we are changing the physical component of the drug, not its chemical composition. There will not be change in the chemical composition. So the active principles will be the same as there in the paste form and even in a fumes form. So when we are giving dhumapana through the nasal route or oral route, what happens? The active principles directly enter into the upper respiratory tract and lower respiratory tract, and it will reach to the blood, then to the cell tissues and the cell. So same way the asthma patients what inhaling that inhalers, that will also same act. So there is a difference. Okay, we are changing the principles, we are changing the state of the drug, not the active principles. So the active principles which are there in the uh, active principles which are there in the drug, that will be the same. So it can directly enter into the upper and lower respiratory tract. So this is one of the mode of the action. Then gaseous state of the drug. Okay, gaseous state of the drug will have very weak bonding. It is having very weak bonding compared to the liquid and solid form. So when it is very weak bond, it will act very fast. So we can get very quick result through the dhumapana. That is one important of significant of dhumapana, and also it is a mode of action of the dhumapana. Next, drug is directly absorbed through the blood when it is in a gaseous state. So gaseous exchange will be there, then the drugs will get directly absorbed into the blood, and it can immediately act on each cell and tissue, and it can be useful in the systemic diseases also. So this is the mode of action of our dhumapana. So if you have any queries till now, so we have learned today dhumapana. What is dhumapana? In briefly I'll summarize for UG students. If you have notes, you can take also notes from this. So briefly we have studied what is dhumapana. Overall we can indicate it. We can indication of dhumapana, that is in urdhva jatrugata vata kapha roga, we can indicate the, or we can go for the dhumapana. Then the types of dhumapana, mainly there are Prayogika, Snehika and Vairechanika, and according to Sushruta, two more are added, Kasagna and Vamaniya, and according to Sharangadhara, that is Vruna Ropana, Vruna Shodhana, or for Vruna Dhupana is also one as the Dhumapana, it comes under Dhumapana only. And then we have studied how to prepare Dhumavartis, The next is how to prepare Dhuma Netras, then how much angular it should be there, for what purpose, then indication, contraindications of Dhumapanam, Samyak Yoga, Ati Yoga, Ayoga Lakshanas and complications till now we have learned. And one more method is explained for Dhumapan is Sharava. So that is especially in Kasagna. So as I said, one method is preparing the Dhumavarti is one method, and another one method is explained by Acharya Bhagavatam. We need to take Sharavas. Okay, Sharavas, you know Sharava means a small plate or a small ball like thing. So in one Sharava we have to keep the ignited carbons, so whatever we use for the Chuhano, so that we need to take for ignition purpose, we need to keep some thing. Then one more, and we need to keep the Dhumavartis or Dhuma Gudika, which are prepared from the Dhuma Aushadis only, that we need to keep in that Sharava and close one more Sharava on that. So I'll show you. So one Sharava we need to take and other Sharava is closed on that, so that, and the above Sharava which is there, no, that should be made one hole. So one hole here, one hole should, this is below the first, the Sharava which is below. Here we kept the Dhuma Aushadis, here we'll keep the Dhuma Aushadis, and we closed that through the another one Sharava, and one hole is made through that. So when we ignite the when fumes comes, no, that has to be taken in the Dhuma Nedra, and it is given for the Kasa patient so that he can inhale the dravyas properly. So this is about Dhumapana. If you have any queries, or if you want to change anything, or if you want any topics, particular topics, you can comment me so that I can deal with those subjects. And thank you all. Be tuned to the Niroga Street Lecturer series and get more knowledge, and don't break the rules of government. Be at home, stay home and stay healthy. Thank you, and all.